Hey, what's up everyone, Devon Digital, and we're here to talk about mastering your smartphone camera. Hey, what's up everyone? Look, I'm gonna do an updated video right here to kind of help you out to take better pictures with your cell phone. And right now I'm using the Pixel phones for my camera of choice when it comes to smartphones. It's one of my favorite type of cameras. I love the quality that comes out of it. I love the colors. I love everything about it. And I love just how natural everything is when it comes to pixels, especially when it comes to skin tones. There's no other phone that I knew. Oh, well, put it like this. There's no other phone I know here in the US that does a better job with skin tones, but we're not talking about, every phone. We're just not doing a comparison. We're just going to go ahead and just give you these tips, and hopefully they work out better for you when you're out shooting. So what I'm going to do here in this video, I am going to show you side by sides of what to do and what not to do in certain situations when it comes to photography in general, just not just your smartphone, but just in photography. Now, keep in mind that photography can be, you could go by the rule book or you can just break the rules.
Rules. Exactly. Rules. Without them, we live with the animals.
And I believe in breaking the rules. Once you know them, I believe in just breaking them. Just throw it off the table and just figure it out on your own and do whatever you want as far as what you see fit. So just to let you know that even though I'm giving you this information, use it how you want.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is natural lighting, especially when you're using phones. We don't have we have flash, but we're not using this, right? So we're not going to use any off-camera flash either because there's probably some weird way to hook it up, but you have to do a lot of equipment. But you mostly want to just pull your phone out your pocket, get a good shot, and keep it bucking, right? So with that being said, natural light will be your best lighting source ever. So you have to make sure that you're using the light source the best way you can. Make sure that your subject is actually facing the light and not behind the light. And again, that's a rule that you can break by using backlit. And of course, backlit requires you to edit. And for this video, I'm not going to do any editing. I'm not shooting in RAW, and I'm not going to do any editing because I want it to be as if I was a natural or a average consumer who's taking photos. Normally, I always edit my RAW files and I take RAW. I only shoot RAW. That's me personally. I never shoot JPEG. Always shoot RAW. But for you, this whole video will be in JPEG. So I'm going to show you the side by sides of how you're supposed to set your subject up for backlit or not backlit, stuff like that. So natural light would be your best lighting source, and just find a way to diffuse that light just to make it softer. Just move your subject around to a softer spot outside, or if you're inside, you probably don't have to deal with that unless you go to a window or something like that, which also will soften the light for you as well. So just find a nice spot that's not really strong and harsh when you're shooting your subject. And you'll see from these photos that I'll be posting the difference between harsh light and maybe a softer light and stuff like that. Just a nice comparison or whatever like that, just for you. And I need you to go out there and just get some shots and try it out, right? So just keep that in mind when you're out there shooting with natural light. Make sure it's a little bit soft. Don't make sure it's that hard, just soft, okay? And then that's it. But the only thing that I would say is just watch out for them hard shadows. You don't want hard shadows inside your images. Just watch out for that. All right, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is the composition, the position, basically the angle. I like to say angle. A lot of people don't understand composition. I mean, you should, but we're just going to say angle, right? So the angle that you feel like you would normally shoot at, don't shoot at, right? Like if you don't know what you're doing, right? But if you know what you're doing, do your thing. But if you don't know what you're doing, just try to get different varieties. Yeah, that's the word. Different varieties of angles, right? Just try to, shoot low, shoot high, shoot from the side, shoot from the left, shoot, just different angles. And keep in mind of the lighting and keep in mind of the composition of where your subject at and what you're trying to capture with your subject. Normally, if it's a person or it's an object or something like that. And again, you will see from the photos that I'm posting right now as we speaking, the different comparisons of different angles and different positions that you can place your subject and stuff like that to kind of give you a better understanding. But for the most part, composition and lighting will be your best friend when you're shooting outside. And there's only a few things that you got to worry about is like really hard shadows, or putting your subject somewhere where it's so dark that you see a background that's lit up and then your subject is not really that lit up. But the best thing about these smartphones is that they have really good HDR built into these things, unlike, you know, most professional cameras where I would have to actually light my subject up. And if I, you know, make sure that my actually, I'm sorry, I do the opposite. I like to make sure that my background is lit perfectly fine, and I'll have my subject a bit darker. And then I will go in post and I will bring up the shadows or the dark area on my subject, and then it'll have a nice balance. Normally with these professional cameras that I use, because HDR is not really like the best when you're shooting in RAW. So you have to find some kind of way to light that up. Of course, I use like flash, outdoor flash and stuff like that. I got plenty of strobes that I use, but sometimes I still like that natural light look. So I do that. Sorry to interrupt this video, but just in case you didn't know, Delvon Digital makes his own custom wallpapers. All my wallpapers will be shown in my videos that you've been watching on this channel. So if you really want to support me, go ahead and hit that link down in the description below and go grab you some nice wallpapers. I mean, these things are dope. I do give all my supporters the Delvon Digital exclusive color, and in my custom wallpaper packs, there are 15 more colors just for you. So what you waiting for? Go ahead and pause this video, hit that link, and go get you some wallpapers and come on right back and finish this up. But anyways, let's get back to the video. The last thing shouldn't be that complicated to understand. Just make sure that your subject is in focus. These phones do a really good job at just picking out the subject that's in front of you when you're shooting. But for peace of mind, sometimes I like to hold the screen to lock in on that subject, or I like to just make sure I tap it to make sure it's focused on what I'm actually trying to shoot. Now, for the most part, you can just pick up and point and shoot, and it does a really good job. You can trust in that if you want, but I don't always trust in it sometimes, because sometimes the camera will try to find something else in the background or whatever the case may be. So just make sure that your subject is in focus. And I mean, I don't really have to go in details about that tip or whatever like that. I mean, it's just common sense. Most people sometimes, actually people forget to focus on the subject sometimes. So yeah, I mean, you would think that it's common sense, but it's not always common sense for everyone. So just keep that in mind. But with that being said, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that these tips and these photos were useful for you. And I guess I'll just catch you in the next video. Please don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I'm serious. Hit that button and come back. All right. Did you hit that button yet? Nah, that was corny. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.